Hi guys, this video is to discuss one of the biggest news of the year, which is about Apple reviving its Project Titan. In this video, we discuss about the background of the project, what we know about the current product, and obviously the elephant in the room, which is Apple versus Tesla. The background of the project goes back to as early as 2008, when the legendary Mr. Steve Jobs, uh, after he had launched iPhone, got really interested into this idea of an electric vehicle. After seeing, but since then, Steve Jobs moved on to develop other smaller devices, you know, namely iPad and iPods and different versions of them. And somehow this took a back seat. The project was again revived in 2014 by Tim Cook, and he hired a Ford engineer to work on the project as the project in charge. He then went ahead and also hired a high-flying executive from Mercedes-Benz in the research department. Forward to 2015, Apple has several engineers working on this project. In 2016, Tim Cook goes and says this on, in an interview on Bloomberg.
You said cars are an area ripe for disruption. How important is it that Apple not miss out on cars?
I think there is a major disruption looming there, not only for self-driving cars, but also the electrification piece. If you've driven an all-electric car, it's actually a marvelous experience. And it's a marvelous experience not to stop at the filling station or gas station, whatever you want to call it. And so, plus you have ride sharing on top of this, right? And so you've got kind of three vectors of change happening generally in the same time frame. And so as we look at it and what we're focusing on, what we talked about focusing on publicly, is we're focusing on autonomous systems. And clearly one purpose of autonomous systems is self-driving cars. There are others. And we sort of see it as the mother of all AI projects. It's probably one of the most difficult AI projects actually to work on. And so autonomy is something that's incredibly exciting for us. And but we'll see where it takes us. We're not really saying from a product point of view what we will do. But we are being straightforward that it's a core technology that we view as very important.
Now, this is a point in time when Apple is hiring a lot of engineers, and guess where they're going to get those who have experience in building cars? Tesla. Elon Musk is clearly not amused, and this reflects in one of his tweets. In an interview where he was asked about various competition, he did definitely recognize Apple as a tough competitor. He went ahead to the point of saying this. But sadly, since then, Apple tried to partner with various companies, Volkswagen, Ford, and somehow they ended up focusing on their current line of products and more towards the services side. And Tesla's prices has risen, 700%. Elon Musk is now the second richest person in the world, and Tesla recently made to S&P. And somehow the discussion of electrical vehicles have taken a more front seat rather than being a distant dream for many. Recently, in an article by Reuters, it was announced that Apple have revived their project and they're planning to launch a car as early as 2024. Now, what we know about this product in particular, as much as we know, Apple is definitely serious about the car. Uh, News is that they are going to not manufacture this in-house, but they're going to partner with somebody. There was also news that the famed semiconductor, chip manufacturing company, these Taiwan Semiconductors, would be one of these manufacturers that they would be collaborating with. By the way, it's a great company. I'll be doing another video about it. Now we're at a point where we analyze, what this news actually means. So let's talk about Apple's strength. Well, engineering is definitely one of the strengths of Apple, where they have a long tradition of hiring the best of engineers. They have a tradition of making insanely good products. No company brings software and hardware together and in the form that Apple does. The brand Apple is pretty strong, being one of the strongest brands in the world. People trust it. People queue in lines overnights to buy these products. They know how to sell. Apple is the highest valued company in the world. They have, as of now, around $200 billion in cash, and they won't mind throwing, a few billions behind this project. So they can definitely bankroll this product and kind of invest, experiment, and fine tune it to bring it to a particular standard. Now we look into Tesla's strength. I think the biggest strength of Tesla is the time, which is in respect of their first mover advantage. They have definitely the hardware, software, and the infrastructure, advantage over other peers. Manufacturing. Over a period of time, Tesla have really excelled the art of making the machine which makes the machine. And I think they are at a position where they can just deploy the same blueprint and again, and they can scale it up dramatically. They are doing it in Berlin, they are doing it in Shanghai, and at this point, they're really at the crux of breaking out. Where for somebody like Apple, who are mainly into manufacturing iPhones and other handheld devices, setting up a decent manufacturing unit could be for such a complex vehicle could be a challenge. Talent. Now, being the first mover, and also, by the virtue of being run by Elon Musk, who is really venerated in the engineering community, Tesla has been able to attract a lot of talent. And I think anybody who wants to attract the same kind of talent will have to overcome a big hurdle. Autonomy. I think the biggest factor in autonomy is data, which is where Tesla is miles and miles literally ahead of its competitor. I believe Google is the next competitor to Tesla, but Google would be probably licensing this software, as Elon Musk said in an interview, to other companies. They won't be doing the hardware and software part, apart from having the infrastructure. And the last but not the least, I think it's the vision. When we think about the Tesla car, it's not only a car, but it's a metaphor of something larger in the whole sustainable energy, interplanetary humanity that Elon Musk has envisioned, which he lays down in this plan, very detailed plan. I would request you to go ahead and read about that. And I think for any new company which enters this field, I think it would be really difficult to match this vision and continuously innovate to fulfill it. For a company like Apple, it could just be another product. But for people at Tesla, this is more than that. And I strongly believe that vision drives the company and the innovation. And here are my final takeaways about the deal. So I really think that this is going to have a positive impact on the electrical vehicle movement overall. The entry of a big, respectful company like Apple is going to just add more weightage to the cause. It will also increase the innovation. It will also push other competitors to innovate faster. And it will also attract better talent to the industry in general. Uh, I also feel like it's a great opportunities for other companies who want to partner with Apple. As I mentioned, companies who are into manufacturing sensors and chips that would run on these vehicles. This also marks a beginning of what feels like an cycle of innovators, what we call innovators dilemma in business, where Apple has to decide between inventing new sources of income or keeping reinvesting into the existing sources, which are the iPhones, the iPads, and the Macs. In a wider picture, I do feel that we are kind of in midst of a great technological revolution, where when you think is going at a fast pace, the future has already arrived. Thank you.